nobody else. Nice and clear. Why acting, Caroline?
Well, from as far back as I can remember,
Mm-hmm.
when I probably had the first thought in my head,
Mm-hmm.
I only ever wanted to act. And I think what it does for me, especially now that I'm older, I can really think about what acting does for me. And it's a kind of a freeing experience. There's nothing better than having a really juicy role and being with a group of like-minded people and producing a piece of work and getting that feeling of, the feeling I get is being absolutely exactly where I want to be. Does that make sense?
No, definitely, yeah, no. Talking of sort of like juicy roles, or like like in that sort of community, you recently did you recently just finished the showcase
Yeah.
at the London Actors Workshop. Tell us a little bit about how it went. How did you find it? How did it go for you?
It was great to do it. It was great
Mhm.
to, put on a show and rehearse and be with everyone. And it was just such a great day, doing the technical run. And we were all such a tight knit group. And even though we were a morning group, we were also, quite close to the afternoon group. So we had two groups together down there in our little dressing area. Everyone rehearsing their lines. It's quite madness going on, lots of nervous energy, but I just absolutely
And you forgot my name.
loved it. I forgot your name, but that's quite normal. I often forget my name. I forget my kid's name.
I had to drop that.
And I forget the English language. So it's quite normal. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, get out of it. Tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the character you played.
I played Linda.
What was the piece from?
It was from Infidelities.
Right.
By there's another play called Infidelities, but this was Infidelities by Richard Zaljic. I think I've said that right.
Right.
And it was the piece that we did was two wives waiting for their husbands to return back from the army. One is very new to this, only recently married, not used to the whole regime and husbands going off. And I'm Linda, a bit brassy, sort of been there, done it, and great character really. And she moans about her husband and John doesn't do this and John's rubbish at that. But really, she loves him. She probably doesn't have that first, the first throes of passion again when they meet.
Spark's gone.
The spark has kind of gone, and she talks about, when he used to come back, he used to drag her upstairs, but now she has to drag him. And so she gets a bit tarted up for his arrival, hoping to get sex.
Right, moving on. Well, we've certainly got a lovely day for us,
Love.
and thanks ever so much for having me round.
You're welcome.
It's a beautiful garden, isn't it, as well? Surbiton, we are?
We're actually
Not quite the Good Life garden.
We're not quite the Good Life. We're Kingston upon Thames, darling.
Early influences in acting.
You're gonna laugh.
I love the way I just go divert off the conversation and get straight into the juicy
That's
parts.
great. That's great. I like that. Well, you are going to laugh because.
Try me.
Well, as I said, I always wanted to perform. I was very shy as a child. I wouldn't have done anything in front of anyone. If there was a party and kids were dancing, I would be the one sitting there really scared, but deep inside I just wanted to get out there.
Yeah.
And I was so influenced by Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that film. I know every word from the song.
I've already had that as an answer by one previous guest.
Have you?
I think, I'm pretty sure. Either that or what was the other one she did? What did she win the Oscar for?
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, yes.
I love Mary Poppins, but I love all that. I love all the old musicals with the gorgeous Technicolor. Not the Sound of Music was in Technicolor, I don't think, but you know, that the rich colours that you used to get, and those old Frank Sinatra, Gene Kelly,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
those. I used to watch those and absolutely adore them. But I loved. I wanted to be this all singing, all dancing person when I
Mhm.
saw Julie Andrews,
Mhm.
and then I decided, actually, that I wanted to be a nun because it looked really glamorous being a
Really?
nun. So for quite a few years, as a child, I was very serious about being a nun.
Mhm.
But then that idea went out my head, and I wanted to then suddenly be a go-go dancer
Mhm.
and live on a barge.
Mhm.
Complete difference between the two of them, two characters.
Tell me a little bit about dance. Have you had much experience? Like, are you
Yeah, I trained in musical theatre.
right? Where at?
I went to the Russian Ballet Theatre School in Putney.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And
How long did you go there for?
I was there for 2 years,
Right.
3 years,
Mhm.
and it was kind of a diploma course. It was such a long time ago, but I always wanted to act,
Mhm.
and when I came to London, I was 17. Had
Mhm.
to fund my own way through drama school
Mhm.
or theatre school,
Mhm.
and I just happened to audition for this school. They took me on. I was able to pay monthly my
Mhm.
fees,
Yeah.
and it just worked. And it was a fantastic course. And I met Dee Dee Wild,
Mhm.
who was part of Pan's People
Right.
in the
Yeah,
70s.
Top of the Pops.
Top of the
Yeah.
Pops. She ran the centre,
Mhm.
Dance Attic, where our school was then based.
Mhm.
But it was a wonderful time, you know, and from then I went on to do pop videos, a few shows,
Tell us a couple of pop
theatre.
videos. I'm curious now. Music.
Yes,
Yaz. Oh,
yes.
what the hit song, the main
The
song,
only one,
The Only Way
the
Is Up.
Raise Up,
Yeah,
baby,
yeah.
and
Copyright, careful. Yeah.
copyright, and what was the other one? Not Wet, Wet, Wet.
Yeah. Okay. Wet.
No, it wasn't Wet, Wet, Wet. It was the Goodbye Girl.
That was Wet. Good Night Girl.
No, this is Goodbye Girl.
Oh, Goodbye Girl.
See, I forget things.
Sorry. I'm
Richard.
too tight. too tight. Educate. Just finishing off on the education side. What you did the London Actors Workshop
Yeah.
recently. Tell us what was probably the main things that you got from the course. Tell us what did you get from what class stood out for you, and what did you enjoy most?
Wow. To be honest, I enjoyed it all.
Mhm.
I got so much out of it. I was saying to you before that I decided to do this course because I'd had a break from the business for a
Mhm.
while, and I wanted to know that I still had that passion there. It's
Mhm.
been niggling away at me. It's never gone from my head.
Mhm.
You know, and I've gone into other careers and I've had children, and
As the siren goes off, which
the
is
siren's
really,
going
really
off.
winding me up. Going. Is there a main road out here? Or?
There is.
There
Right,
is.
yeah, just
Oh, okay.
behind up there.
Anyhow, sorry,
It's gone.
carry
It's
on.
gone now.
This is very live, folks. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I decided to do the law course. I've been looking for a very long time for just the right course,
Mhm.
and this hit all the right buttons. And I absolutely loved the first day doing the improvisation
Mhm.
with John Mulaney.
Mm.
And I love working with John Mulaney, he's
Mm.
great. And the sight reading,
Mhm.
and just the tips that I learned. And it was so inspiring for me,
Mhm.
and it was like a whole window had opened up.
Mhm.
And I'd been trained primarily in musical theatre,
Mhm.
and I hadn't really picked up all these tools, and suddenly all these tools were coming at me, and I'm thinking, this is great.
Mhm.
You know, learning to sight read, and with Valerie Colgan,
Mm.
her workshops, and being exposed to great casting directors like
Mhm.
Roland Beckley and Jane Frisbee.
Mhm.
It was amazing.
Mhm.
I loved it. I got so much out of it.
Talking about you've mentioned musical theatre a few times in this conversation. Just because these I love these. You know, we talked earlier. These are in education. They're different people, different passions, different insights towards the acting world. So therefore, I'm learning all the time, and people that are viewing are learning all the time. But tell us some, in your opinion, must-see musical theatres. What shows would you say go and watch?
Well, it's a shame Blood Brothers
Isn't there anymore?
isn't there, because that is like.
Do you know what people are saying to me these days? Wicked.
I've not seen Wicked.
I haven't seen Wicked either.
But I tell you what I love is Mamma Mia.
Mhm.
I absolutely love Mamma Mia.
Mhm.
I love a part in that as one of the three, the three friends.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I know about it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And Billy Elliot, wow. And
Mhm.
Les Mis, that was
Mhm.
great,
Mhm.
amazing.
Because a lot of them have gone now, haven't they? Well, because I went through a period in the '90s where it was like Sunset Boulevard. It was what was the one on the roller skates? Starlight
yeah,
Express.
That was great. My all-time favourite, which I so wish they would bring back, was Cats.
Mhm.
And I remember wanting so badly to be in Cats.
Really?
And I went to see it when it was Elaine Page
Yeah.
in it, and guy from EastEnders.
EastEnders.
Yeah,
No,
this
not
guy-
Paul Nicholas, who was the chap from Just Good Friends.
No.
Wasn't he in Cats? I'm sure
He
he
might
was
have
at one point.
been.
Because he was quite a West End man, wasn't he?
And Bonnie Langford. Do you remember Bonnie
Yeah,
Langford?
sure, yeah.
She used to come to our dance classes when I was at theatre school. But she was in Cats, so I saw it with the original cast, and I just loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Now, when my sister had her first kid, it was nice because sometimes when people don't really understand sometimes, but when mothers have children, they're quite housebound, aren't they? For a
Yeah.
few months.
Oh, yeah.
And 6 months she was housebound, and I said, "Come on, big sis, let's go out." And I took her to see Les Mis and Cats in the space of a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, as a younger brother, good brother does.
Good brother.
Stage or TV and film?
TV and film.
Why?
I don't know. I get such a buzz of being on set, and I love the way with TV and film, it's so subtle, can be so subtle in a shot. But it's not just about the acting for me, it's about the whole thing. I love to be on set with all the crew, and I just love the whole process of it, and I just love the process, actually. And
Doesn't that kind of live thing, though, of stage sort of appeal to you at all? The
it
fact
does
that
as well.
the
but
personal thing of it,
It does.
between you and the audience.
Yeah, that's what you don't get on film. But I feel as if I do get that in a sense with all the people that are working around you. You get such a positive response. And also you can go again, can't you, if you make a mistake? So that's a good thing.
Not on stage.
But not on stage, no. I love both. But at the moment, I really want to focus on film and TV. But of course, I would go up for theatre, and I'd be absolutely delighted if I got some theatre.
What would be the pinnacle for you as a performing artist?
To be working, to be making a living from acting. It's absolutely amazing feeling to be paid to act, and you just think, being paid to play, it's play, it's fun, it's not work, it's fun.
Was the fire always there for you from the very beginning?
Yeah, I don't ever remember thinking.
Because obviously you've had a family and everything, and
Yeah.
but was the fire always there?
Well, actually, I have to say, I think I grew out of it slightly. 'Cause
Yeah.
it became a struggle,
Yeah.
as it is with
Like you do.
like you
yeah,
do,
exactly.
and I was so fed up of not having regular money. You would do a job, it was a TV or film job, you'd do a job and get quite a nice little earner, and then there would be nothing.
For months on end.
And I became a jack of all trades, having so many strings to my bow in order to try and earn some money. And then I got into ITN. I was working at ITN as a runner.
Okay.
And they paid exceptionally well in those days. And then I trained with them to become a picture researcher. Went on to be a picture editor, stills picture editor. And it was all because of money. I suddenly had money to take myself off to university, did a degree in writing. I bought a house. But in the early days working at ITN, the passion kind of went. I was so excited to be at ITN. There was the studio.
Your mind was occupied.
My mind was
Yeah,
occupied,
that's fine,
and I was kind of slightly in the environment still. I know it's a news organisation, but I was by the studio every day. I was there with the presenters, and it was just fascinating watching them work.
Who were the presenters those days?
There was Trevor McDonald,
Yeah.
Julia Somerville, Carol Barnes.
He's no longer with us.
No longer with us.
Alistair Burnett?
Yes, he was there when I was at Wells Street.
Was Sandy Jardine?
Sandy Shaw. No,
Is that his name?
Sandy-
I just remember
God,
these
shocking,
like
I don't
80s
know.
ones, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Listen, we could go on and on and on.
We could.
But talking of TV and your past in TV, when I first met you properly, you know, at the actors workshop, we managed to have a little chat in the doorway, didn't we? And I was absolutely fascinated when you told me that you'd done some work and you had some association with Benny Hill. Oh, Benny.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was exciting. I mean, Benny Hill was still, you know, on our TV
Mm.
screens, obviously.
Mhm.
It was a long time ago.
Mm.
And
He died in '92, didn't he? I think. Something like that. No, I think he did.
Yeah.
I think it was '92. Around the time Frankie Howard as well. I remember
Yeah.
them being sort of,
Yeah.
But carry on, sorry.
The woman who took us at our dance school
hmm
for choreography,
What was her name?
Libby Rose.
hmm
Libby Roberts. Sorry, Libby Rose is an
that's
ITN
fine. No,
reporter.
that's fine. No, that's fine.
My daughter's called Libby.
No, memories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Libby Roberts. And, yeah, God, have I confused the two? Libby Rose or Libby Roberts? Anyway, Libby. Her name was Libby. And she used to choreograph the routines for the dancers on the Benny Hill show.
Mhm.
So she was their choreographer.
hmm
If you Googled it, you get her.
Yeah.
And she was also teaching us choreography
Mhm.
at our school. And I was very glamourpuss then, you know,
Yeah.
the sparkling blue eyeliner,
Mhm.
lots of lashes, blonde as
Mhm.
well,
hmm
then. And she just said, you know, we need an extra dancer. Would you come in? And it was for a western, a cowboy and western. You know, at the end of the Benny Hill shows, they always did the lineup of all the regular girls, because he had his set regulars.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the few extra ones would come in,
hmm
and he would do the song with the little guy that he used to call
Yeah.
slap
Yeah,
his
yeah,
head.
yeah.
It was that.
Mm.
It was only that. It was a very tiny piece.
Yeah.
But I was so proud of it. I was at, you know, dance school in my third year or my second year, I can't remember. And to be asked to do that by Libby,
Did you get to meet the guy?
very briefly, but he was very much kept himself to himself
hmm
and was much closer to the regular girls.
Was it quite in awe? Were you quite in awe of
I
the
was
whole?
in awe. Yeah, I was quite scared. I was petrified.
Yeah.
Absolutely petrified.
Because he was quite big in America. Apparently, America got hold of him, and I think probably because of the more visual stuff, they quite like a lot of that stuff. You know, the Americans do in
Yeah.
a sense, and they like visual comedy quite a lot.
But for me, I did the you know, the run around at the end.
Yeah.
I did the run around at the end, and I just loved it. I mean, it's hysterical now when I tell people. It's so funny. You know, looking back, it was funny. It was just funny. I loved Benny Hill.
Get this for inspiration, yeah. Apparently, I only heard this, but do you know what he used to do? Because I think he wrote his own stuff. He was basically his own boss with what he did, his own material. Apparently, I heard this. He used to get on double-decker buses and sit there on buses and listen to people behind him for conversations to get inspiration of what's going on with the times at the time. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what.
right.
And I actually was on a bus yesterday, and I was thinking this to myself because I was thinking about what we were going to talk about today.
Yeah.
And you know, if you sit on a bus or sit on public transport where people aren't afraid to talk, you know, and no, but you know, do you know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah.
our culture, isn't it? Unfortunately. But you see, if there's youngsters, you can learn about what's in the charts or who's
Yeah.
you know, who's the top.
It's a great way to get material.
Yeah, that's what he did. He did. Apparently, I heard he used to do that. He used to listen to people talking behind him on a bus. Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does acting do for you, Caroline?
What does it do for me? said earlier, really, it makes me feel like I'm in the absolute right place that I should be. It feels like I'm being freed, and I feel like I'm being myself.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's some parts you play that are going to make you feel more like that than others.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love bringing on the emotions, and I think even more so now, because when I was younger, I was a very emotional person, drama queen, you know, and it's quite nice. Well, to a degree, I still am a bit of a drama queen, but I know when is the right time to bring that out the box.
Mm-hmm.
So to use all those experiences from my past now
Mm-hmm.
and filter that and push that into my acting, it has a real freeing experience.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, I just feel completely whole.
Mm-hmm.
If the truth be known.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, it is. Your expressions say it all as well. You usually do with my guests. FTQ,
Here
5
we
topical
go.
questions. Oh yes. Your next car.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, there's a bee keeps buzzing
Oh, it's
around
okay.
me.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
And
Next car. This is the thing I've got a challenge with these summer interviews now, isn't it? Recorded conversation, sorry. No, do you know what I mean though? I've got I've got the bees and the wasps to
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah.
No, next car.
if I had all the money in the world, a Mercedes.
A country you must see before you die.
So many.
One that's up there.
New Zealand, actually.
Good place. Interesting place. Very like the Lake District, but with exotic stuff. Do you recognise beauty, or does it have to be in your face?
No, I like to think that I can see past the
Surface.
exterior, the surface, and it's so gorgeous. Like when you're watching a really lovely, gritty drama, and somebody you're watching, you may not instantly think is a beautiful, beautiful person, but they have a quality in them that is so beautiful, or a personality that is so beautiful.
Is there anyone in the acting world that you can say that about? Or should we leave that one?
I love Helen Mirren,
Mm-hmm.
and she's not your regular beauty, but I think she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
God, I can't think of a really
No,
good
no, that's fair.
answer
No,
there
you've said that.
at the
That's enough.
moment.
Your favourite band while growing up?
Oh, ABBA.
A sitcom that has you in fits?
Miranda.
Right.
I love Miranda. I really, really wish I could have played Stevie, her friend.
Right, okay. Well, it's lovely to be back. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I think the last one was Ema, I think, when we did the comic relief thing. So, I said to myself, I've been in Paris recently, as a siren starts to come. But I was in Paris with my lovely dad and one of my brothers over last weekend, and me and my dad we were walking around a little gift sort of souvenir shops, and I said, "Please go by," and I said that the next guest I have on after this trip to Paris, I want to get them a little something cheap and cheerful but nice. You're that person.
Wow.
So there you go, lovely.
Thank you.
Right then, lift it up to the camera so we can see. There we are. Okay, so open up. Come on, you've got to open it up.
I can't believe this.
So cool, there you go. Keep your eyes on the camera so you can actually see, because I've flipped it round for you, as you can see.
Okay,
So you can hold it up to the lens and see what's inside.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty. It's one of those little things.
How gorgeous is that?
Go on, so show us up to the lens. If you can you see it quite close up?
Look at that.
Does it look alright?
Look at that. Beautiful.
Oh, it's pretty.
Isn't that that lovely?
So where can that go in the house?
Oh, that will go in my office.
Well, there you
That's
go.
where I spend all my time. That's beautiful.
No, you're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. I don't
I'll
do it
give you
all.
a kiss.
What now?
Would you like a kiss?
Yeah, but you got to come over. I don't want to be
Oh.
on camera.
Mwah, thank you.
Right. No. But there was one point I wanted to actually make, which was I'd met the new class on Sunday at the London Actors Workshop, and I've got 30 plus guests now. And the one thing that I've learned, and we were talking about this earlier, the one thing I'm learning now is that I was very much after sort of figures, on this channel as opposed to anything else. But now I'm starting to realise it's not about numbers, it's about the passion and the drive and the enthusiasm from the artists that I have in front of me. And that's all I seem to be getting at the moment, and that's all I want. I think I said to the class that I'd rather have 100 brilliant recordings rather than 1,000 mediocre ones. Yeah. Not some half-assed wannabes talking nonsense. Exactly. Yeah. So therefore, I'm starting to really value this and recognise this, and going all the way back to my very first guest who was Emma Wicks in Waterloo, and we shot it outside St Thomas's Hospital. But I'm looking at all these people, and it's such a passionate community. I'm developing a very passionate community of artists, and it's not about the amount of people; it's about what they have to offer and what they have to talk about. It's amazing.
And the dedication, isn't it, that they put into their craft.
Exactly.
So
Lovey's lucky lolly. There you go. That's your lucky lolly. Okay. Carolyne, thank you for having me round. You're one of the few guests that's been brave enough to invite me to their house. But there's still time for me to be bad.
You may be locked in.
Yeah, you might lock me in.
Right.
May great roles come your way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.